Three Beers Media presents Cye of the Storm. Man, me and the fellas have not been together in a minute. It's been about 3 weeks since we done really kicked it on here.
Not three, has it? No, about
two. Two? Okay, two. About two.
Strong two, yeah.
Strong two, okay.
Good, solid two.
Yeah.
Because we supposed to got it in, but they canceled that game, and it was like, damn.
Yeah. That weather. Man. So out here, I was looking at watching the news this morning with my coffee, and then so Southwest, canceled. I don't know how many flights, but now like the FAA and everybody getting involved because people's bags is where they are, but they're saying they might not even and they might not even be able to get the people to their bags before like December 31st. So people stuck for like a week.
The whole Vegas. Well, I guess it's people that's flying to the areas that's either like bad weather or whatever. Because Junior flew the day after Christmas from here to Phoenix.
Oh,
and
okay.
It was delayed. It was delayed a little bit. Like he's supposed to left at like 7:45, and it was delayed to like 9:10. But I think that was from just planes and whatever. But shit, if you're flying along this West Coast and it's warm. Hey, the flight's taking off. He got on Southwest with no problem.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. And I'm supposed to go to Iowa on the 3rd because I had a flight credit that expires on the 6th. So I'm like, well, I can work from there anywhere where I'm at. So I'm supposed to go, but it's like if everything's backed up the way it is right now, am I going to be able to get out on January 3rd? Is not the question because. How are they going to get all these people on these flights? I know they're going to be offering, we'll offer you this many credits if you let somebody else get on. And I don't got to come, but I got some things I want to do while I'm there for work. And then in the evening, do some stuff for the nonprofit. But this weather in the Midwest, the East Coast, it's been crazy. -26 in Minnesota.
Y'all can have it.
Man, I'm glad I got away from that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. I was cussing and asking myself why I was still here. Like 2 days ago, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing with my life right now?
Texas ain't really doing no better in some parts of Texas. The north part of Texas, they getting hit too.
Well, be from down there, and me too, like in Louisiana. But we get cold, and the worst thing be those ice storms where everything like the trees fill up with water and then the trees freeze and then they go to breaking and they fall on power lines and stuff like that. So we be without power. It'd be cold, but it don't be like the Midwest and it don't be like crazy snow. Crazy snow is a different thing with the coldness. The last time I got that, I came up and I spoke at Danielle. Remember Danielle DeRuder? Her church. A couple years ago in February, and it wasn't bad, but it snowed while I was there. So in the hotel and got rest that night. Man, got up the next morning and was running to the store, had on my slides and like, whoa, it's been about 7-8 years since this. I'm not used to this no more. So they can have that,
crazy, man. It's crazy out there.
I don't care if I ever see another white Christmas.
Man, we took the kids up to Flagstaff, which is about a 2-hour drive from Phoenix, and we went to the North Pole Experience, and they got snow like 4 days before that, so it was snow on the grass and so like that. But everything was clear, so it was like, oh, cool. I got to see some snow. The kids got to see some snow, but I got to go home, and it was 70 degrees on Christmas. I don't want to throw that in y'all, but I know it was kind of nice up there, Marcus, too, right? What was you at on?
It was real nice. Christmas, it was 71. Yeah,
sorry, Brent. Sorry, Brent, man.
It rained a little bit yesterday.
It rained the day here.
A little bit last night, but it still got up to like 62, 63. And I'll take that. Now it's going to get colder.
Yeah,
it's going to get colder coming around or whatever, but it ain't gonna be that hawk. We don't see no negatives.
We had I think it was a negative. It was the high was like a -2 for the day. They got down to 12 below, but that wind chill was like in the -20s. So I'm like, man, I just don't want no frozen pipes. I want the furnace to go out because this is the worst. Yeah, so I'm up here got the oven cut on, and we still warming up the living room just in case. And I was like, man, that furnace gonna blow up. It's hard as it's working, man. But
it's crazy.
Yeah, on my Apple, on my iPhone app, the weather app. I got Forest Vegas, and then back home, Chicago. I got Ames on there too. And I think like on Christmas or a day before Christmas, that John said -1. My wife looked at that. She said, "Oh no, oh no." And it says it's 36 right now. Y'all can have that, boy.
But I mean, we feel for everybody that's stuck in the airports right now. I hope if you stuck in there tomorrow, I hope you listen to our podcast. We thinking about y'all while we sitting at home. That's one of the reasons why, we saw that stuff coming. We didn't want to travel too far, so we just stayed where we was at. Try to stay local. Everybody that was here was local on the West Coast, so we kind of just chilled, because we saw that weather. We're like, man, we're not gonna go nowhere. We're not going back to Cleveland or Iowa for this. So we stayed and chilled, man. But it was a good Christmas. The kids had a good time. I got a couple gifts, So I don't need the gifts. I mean, if I'm gonna get it, if I need it, I'm gonna get it throughout the year. My wife wants me to unwrap stuff under the tree. I'm like, I don't really care. It's for the kids,
right?
I literally haven't gotten anything for Christmas 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Same way. Anything that I want and I need, I pretty much go get. I try to focus on them.
Yep.
My wife's gifts and stuff like that. But even she didn't give me something. Sometimes she want to give me something. Like this has been Christmases where she's gotten me stuff and I didn't get her nothing. It's just, shit. We've been together 22 years, so it's like, every time a Christmas come around, if she wants something, she just go to the store and get it. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Take all the time to wrap it up now. We don't know how to get dad anything, and I'm fine with it.
Exactly. Fine with it. I told the wife, I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna get y'all nothing throughout the year. Cause you get them stuff throughout there. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till Christmas. Y'all want to wait till? I'm not gonna wait. And I'm like. They're like, okay, I got you these earrings like 3 months ago. I'm still paying on them earrings. It's
right.
It keeps on giving.
Yeah. I'm like, man, you wanted some nice earrings. I got you some nice earrings. And I get you flowers every once in a while. Now, I hope she ain't listening. I got my door closed, so she might hear me. She might not. I hope she don't listen to the podcast, though, so I'm safe. But, I'm like, man, you're chilling. But no, it's cool right now. I got both my sisters is in town. So my baby sister is living with me. And then my middle sister, she lives in California. So she drove out yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so her and my nephew out here. So, we all in the house. It's all the siblings that grew up together. We in the house. And so it's interesting because the last 2 times she's come, I've been here the first day, and then I've had to go out to Iowa for an event or go somewhere for an event. So now I'm here, cooked everybody dinner that night. It was good to have family. We grew apart a little bit growing up, and then, trying to rebuild the relationships. And then this is the time of year to do that. But I'm gonna take her to the shooting range tomorrow. She ain't never shot a gun, so I'm gonna take her to the shooting range tomorrow and maybe do some top golf or something like that. So we can spend some time and talk, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so no, it's been a good holiday season. We coming up on New Year. As we get into what we doing, I posted on Facebook to get people to ask me questions. I gave up my number for them to text me. I ain't got no texts yet, but I did call out Shipley and them saying we low on product because right now I'm drinking my own private barrel. I got a George's. I don't know if can they see that George's. It says George's barrel. It's my own special barrel that I got. So this is my own barrel that I got out there, and so I got a bottle tapped out of it. But I need some more Revelton, and my sister been eating all my Brown Dogs Farms hot sauce, so I need some more hot sauce. But yeah, but we ain't not getting no questions. But we want to thank our sponsors, Revelton. We ain't been making y'all money in the past 2 weeks because we ain't been on, so we gonna make y'all money right now. But no, we glad to be back. We glad to be here, and we got a lot of stuff going on. Not a lot to talk about per se, but a lot going on. I mean, one of the things that I'm gonna do first is we're gonna talk about. I want to talk about the man, the Mr. Irrelevant that is now Mr. Relevant. And this dude has been coming out and doing his thing. And this is, I want to show. Yeah. So right here, the Niners for next year, they're already talking about it. They're going to allow Brock Purdy and Trey Lance to go head to head and may the best man win. You think about that. You think about the last person picked in the draft, and now he is the man bringing them up into this, and he's going to go head to head with Trey Lance when he comes back. So, what y'all, so Purdy's been showing out. Like I pulled some other things like they had the CBS Week 17 quarterback power rankings, and his picture is on the main page. And he's number 6 of the 32 quarterbacks that's out there. Brock Purdy, Iowa State, number 6 of 32, coming out balling, winning games, good QBR, beating the GOAT. What y'all think about Purdy, man? What do y'all think? Because we talked about him, the fact that he broke all these records. Seneca was a great quarterback for Iowa State. I think he was one of the most winningest. Like, he would find a way to win the game. And I still say we beat Florida State. I say that every time. We beat Florida State. We played Florida State down at Arrowhead. He scored that touchdown. I was right there on the line, and everybody there saw him score, and we didn't get that. But you look at that. But you look at Brock making all these, breaking all these records that we had at Iowa State, but then not winning the way we should have won. Having Brees Hall and all that stuff, the weapons he had, but couldn't really win in the system we were in. So it's like, does this, Brent, does this say he's in the right system? The right, because he talked about the fact that he came in and they interviewed him after one of the games, and I don't have that one up, but of course my wife's family from Iowa, and Kittle is a Hawkeye, and so I don't know if y'all caught the after football. So they were like, yeah, so Brock, how the Big 12 prepares you for this system and to be ready for the NFL? And Kittle on the side of him saying, but you didn't beat Iowa in your 4 years. And then, and no, he messed with him. And then he kept going, he kept talking. And then he's like, it still doesn't matter. You didn't beat Iowa. Go Hawks. And then walked up the stage like, it's fun. It's fun rivalry. But what y'all think about this dude, man?
I mean, man, he's, what Jim Jones say, balling. Well, man, he's showing out right now. I mean, it's, he's just thinking back to when Brock first came on the scene at Iowa State. He was just one of those. He found a way to win. You know what I'm saying? And I think, they put him in good positions. He's got great weapons around him too. But Shanahan is like, listen, we're gonna make it simple for you. The kid's been getting his own mental reps, which is a huge part of the ball game, and he's been taking advantage of his opportunities. So you see a guy just making smart throws, nothing too crazy, but they've got really good concepts too that allows him to throw to open guys. Don't force it. He's playing smart, and this is a lot of what we didn't see at Iowa State. I feel like he felt like he had to force it so that we could push to win games. But now, I mean, he has a weapon at every turn, so he doesn't have to just depend on Charlie Kohler or Brees Hall. So now he's got Kittle, he's got everybody on the roster that he can, Ayuk and all the other receivers, man. So,
but you look at this, also we talk about Kittle, and you talk about Iowa, but you look at George Kittle over the first NFL seasons, and Kelsey is my dude. Like, I love watching Kelsey with Mahomes. And he's a Cleveland dude. He's from Cleveland Heights, so always been repping with Kelsey. He's the blackest white dude I've ever met. Like, he's he's a G. Like, he's my dude. But look at George Kittle, what he's been doing, and to have Purdy to have a weapon like that as a tight end, and to have that weapon, that's setting him up for success. So if he can't get those deep passes, he got somebody he knows that's reliable, because Kittle has proven that he's reliable. Yes, 80 games, he's only played 3 with Purdy, but it doesn't matter. This is what he's been doing and what he's capable of. And when you got people that are capable of doing some good things and making you look good, even on them little short toss passes where you don't think it's going to be nothing gained. And when you have the weapons, you're going to gain something, and he got some weapons around him.
Mm-hmm. It matters, man.
Yeah. I mean, during the draft, you're excited about, watching to see where our guys are going to go. Hopefully that the guys do get picked, but the NFL draft is a lot longer than the NBA draft. So, doing other things before it gets to the last day. I'm gonna be frank, and I was the last day and came to the last pick. So I'm like Googling, trying to figure out what where my guys went and all that. And then Mr. Irrelevant came up and they said Brock Purdy. And I said, well, that's bullshit. Because I didn't even know that he had, my wife was like, well, where did the quarterback get, from Iowa State get selected? So I'm Googling looking because I know I was like, the last pick. And I was like, well, and she was like, whoa. So first of all, he's, he's way better than that pick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously. So to come in and not to have that, pressure anything on him. They had Trey Lance that was going to be the starter. They had to get, Jimmy back, when Trey got hurt. So 1, 2, 3 was there. Them 1, 2, 3 is there. And so, those two guys have gotten hurt. And now, he's able to show what he's able to do without having any of that pressure and anything like that. And, I've said before, I've said online, I totally think they should give him the opportunity to compete for that. Trey Lance was a high pick. If you can, move him with some other parts and you feel comfortable with how, Brock is playing, make that happen. Nobody thought, as fast as Tom Brady run, I can run faster than him backwards. As fast he ran in the 40, he was going to be, ultimately the GOAT. So, different situations occurred, different situations happened. He was solid at Michigan, but he wasn't, some of the phenoms that we've seen coming out of college, or otherwise he would have been a number 1 overall pick. So, being in that position, it's a good thing.
Yeah. But I think, and this was this last draft, the draft was not a heavy quarterback draft. I think he was a 5th quarterback taken. There's only 5 quarterbacks taken in the draft, something like that. And so it wasn't a year for the quarterback. Had it been a year for the quarterback, and a lot of teams needed quarterbacks, he would have went a lot higher than that. When I look at this too, what I look at it, I say, you have this cat that is doing his job, came in, was prepared for you.
Right.
The last pick, he ain't getting no money. I make more than him. Not really, but I make more than him. He doesn't make a lot of money at that position, being drafted last. And now they have him under this rookie contract for 4 years. And if he performs the way he's performing, and they can get some money for Trey Lance, let him do it. Because if he takes it to the Super Bowl,
players,
yeah. If he takes them to the playoffs and they win some playoff games and they make it to the Super Bowl. If they do, PJ Runge, he said he's coming out here to stay at my crib. Because I'm 15 minutes away from the stadium, so he want to go out there before Niners make it for sure. But I keep getting text messages. Thank you for Purdy. Like I didn't give him to you. I want him back. But if they can utilize him at his salary right now, get some money for Trey Lance and the team. Because I look at you think about Baker. Baker's out there,
right.
He's still doing some things. He's trying to find the right system, but put Trey Lance in a different system somewhere else where he's going to be prepared. Like you said, get some players for him. Man, that's a key right there, because you got somebody, you're paying less, you can get some more pieces to put around him.
Exactly. Well, Trey never got a chance this year. We don't want to downplay the fact of, his greatness or what he could be. He got hurt early, but still the fact remains, well, if someone comes in, again, we want to talk about the GOAT. Drew Bledsoe was at, New England. He got injured, and then Tom Brady came in, and then the rest was history. Yep. Why the same thing can't happen for Brock? He was great at Iowa State, put up great numbers. He's doing great in the NFL. It's the type of offense he knows how to run. Give him that opportunity, and I'm sure with somebody like Trey Lance, all these teams that need quarterbacks are willing to throw some things that way, plus cash, to get them. And it looks like to me they're pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, he's having a ton of success right now. I know of what I know of the NFL, maybe 2 or 3 more games, and they're gonna almost figure Purdy out.
Yeah,
and I say that just because it happens to everybody, right? So. That's what they're getting paid millions of dollars to do. Like, what is this kid struggling with? Like, how can we throw him off kilter? Whatever. So these coordinators start getting smarter, and once you get into the playoffs, you'll see less and less scoring happening. Just because that's how guys win championships. Defense wins. Defense wins championships. That is what it is. So it'll be good to see how well he carries over into the playoffs. Bigger seats to fill. Bigger task at hand. It'd be good to see.
NFL, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and you blacked the game out here. You play some East Coast games here. NFL, listen to me. I couldn't even see Brock Purdy play. You know, it's like, what are you doing? I'm on the West Coast and I can't see a West Coast team play. I mean, I know it's money, it's dollars. They wasn't expecting the Niners to be where they were, so they didn't have them
Right.
on that schedule. I get it,
Right.
but you got to rearrange. You know,
Change it.
they can't even keep Purdy jerseys in stock. Purdy jerseys, 49er jerseys is going off the shelves
That's
like
big
crazy.
time.
But now his parents
That's
from
big
out
time.
here, so everybody in Arizona wearing one right now. Everybody. Everybody. I think his parents bought all of them out and just started passing them out for Christmas gifts because he's from out here in Arizona and they can't keep them things on the shelf. On the shelf. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But, you know, shouts out to Purdy, man. We
Big
gave
ups
him
for sure.
some crap, but you know he's doing this thing. So
Yeah.
you know, but it's basketball season. You know, football season's over. Last episode we talked about the NIL and how we can get some players there. So you know, Brent, thanks for your insight on that. We had somebody on Facebook mention that they didn't listen to our last episode, so they're gonna listen to the episodes now.
Yeah, there you go.
But it was also my guy. So so when we did the raffle, whatever, for the donations, Nate Hawkins, shouting out you, he won the ball, the signed Brandon Hawkins ball. He also got his son. So his son got 2 Iowa State gifts. His son got a 49ers Purdy jersey, and he gave him the Hawkins ball. His son was ecstatic. So he sent me a message thanking me for that. His son was ecstatic about it. So, you know, it's Cyclones everywhere, Cyclone family. So, you know, that's what's up to y'all for that. But you know, switching gears, you know, we talked about football. We're gonna leave that be for a little bit. You know, again, always got to thank Revelton, thank Brown Dogs, thank Three Beer Media. We got to throw them out there all the time. So salutes to y'all, as we always do. Let's try to kick it into this basketball. I got another thing to share because I mean, basketball. There's so many games. You want to make sure you're watching it at the right time. But I've been looking at this kid right here, Tyrese Halliburton,
Mm-hmm.
and this was a quote Buddy Hield had. He's maturing before our eyes. He's trending up real fast, and it's scary because you look at a kid from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and Iowa State. To be honest with you, I didn't see this coming. He's a competitor. He wants to work each and every day. He wants to show that he can do it, and he's a leader. So he's getting his just dues out there in Indiana doing his thing. It's like he's following in, you know, JT's footsteps. I wonder, so we got to get JT on here because I want to know what JT thinks, you know, because JT was point
He
guard.
said after the New Year.
Okay, after New Year? All right,
That's
so
what he said.
we're gonna get JT after the New Year. We'll see what he's talking about. We're gonna get him on maybe before the Kansas game, early middle of January. We'll see what we can do. Mark, see what you can do on that one. But you know,
I'll hit him back up.
yeah, Indiana. So I went out. Me and PJ, we drove out there one night and chilled with Ice and JT at the crib one time before a game, and went to one of the playoff games with him. And you know, he was just one of our great point guards at Iowa State, and you know, Tyrese going out there and doing his thing as well. You know, that's what's up. You look at him doing some things out there. You know, we shout out him. We shout out my guy. I met him once or twice, Georges Niang. I actually saw him at the when we played UNLV in Vegas. He was actually out there. You know, everybody was swarming him and everything like that. But he's also doing his thing in Philly too. So we shouts out to him as well. We want to shout out our players in the league because we have some players in the league, and I didn't know what we did. So we go back to the NFL, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 active players. We have some on injured reserve, you know, but in the NFL currently right now we have 3, 6, 9, 12 players in the NFL from for football. And then from Iowa State in basketball right now, let's see, we got more than I thought. We got some players playing overseas, over in China, over in Bulgaria and Bosnia. But we got 4 in the
we got a lot
NFL
of
right
pros.
now. Huh?
A lot of pros. They're still
Yeah.
pros. I mean,
Yeah, we got pros. We got
Yeah.
4, 12, 16, 18, 20, 28 players in professional basketball from Iowa State, ranging from the G League, ranging from overseas, and ranging in NBA. And so you think about that, we got some players that are out there because we've had good systems. The systems we've had in place have worked for what we've needed. We haven't always done great with what we had on paper, but we had people that had some skills, some talent. And this team has some opportunity. They're 9-2 right now, with conference play starting on Saturday, Baylor. So the men's and women's start their conference play this weekend. And that's where it's going to be the telltale, because none of the teams have played in conference play, and you got 11-1 teams and you got 9-2 teams. So it's really everybody's doing good because not that they have the cake schedules, but they're getting prepared to see what they have on their roster. Still not seeing everything we want to see, especially from Sonny Yee. We're not seeing everything we want to see from him. We need more out of him. We need more out of everybody. Because conference play is going to be different. We're playing against Kansas, we're playing against Baylor. So what do y'all? I mean, what's your thoughts, Mark? I'm gonna start with you on this one.
Got to kick it up. I mean, without a doubt, you got to kick it up because the competition doesn't get any easier and don't get any sweeter. It's concentrated effort from the beginning to the end. When you playing against teams like this in the Big 12. Mm-hmm. Like I said before, I used to have headaches after the game because that's how much you had to concentrate, from the beginning to the end. Yeah. Defensive schemes, you just got to trust the defensive side of the ball and just understand everything is going to come in. Is going to work itself out offensively. It's not the NBA where, you can run set plays for this player or that player and what's going to happen. Like, you have to take what the other team gives you, but also you got to focus on taking that ball away from them, getting stops, getting deflections, rebounding the ball. We got to control the defensive boards, limit their touches on the offensive boards, and that's the biggest key to having success in the Big 12 because they coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting this year. But you're right. We have to show up. We have to show a little bit more than we have been showing. And again, it was when it counts, because sometimes I think you fall into the trap. I know when people fall into the trap of playing down to their competition if they're not playing a highly skilled team, so they're not playing as well as they possibly could be. Right. But we just gotta show it all the time, and I don't always see the fire. There's no fire or sense of urgency in our team that I've seen, because they've been winning the way they've been winning. They don't have to have that because, again, they're playing down to their competition, and that's something they got to get out of their mind. In my mind, I don't know what you think, Brent. Like, overall, playing to the competition, and you playing a team that you should beat, and you play a little bit softer.
Yeah, you tend to look ahead a little bit, but they kind of see through guys. So, I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be remiss to say it doesn't. We played, I don't know, when I was playing, we played like a UNI or Ohio. I'm like, all right, so who's got after that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, beat up on them a little bit. We'll let the second and third string get in. Probably good. And I think, some of that mentality will carry over. But, once that Big 12 ball kicks off, we're playing everybody twice, right? Mm-hmm. So we get to see everybody twice. And, it's already tough to beat a team twice as is. Yeah. So, it's going to be, personally, I think it's going to be key for us to get that first win against all of these teams right away. So the pressure is more so on them than it is on us. Obviously we'll kind of have a tiebreaker and all of that if we, end up taking our wins early. But, that December 31st, man, I think it'll change a lot for us. We'll be at home too. So I think that'll help kind of put us in a better situation.
And you look at that, and you think, my whole thing is that you've had 2 weeks off now because they canceled the game because of weather, and you're going in competition into conference competition, and you've had some lull. So I hope that they've been like really, really practicing, focusing. Marcus, did y'all ever scrimmage with the girls when y'all played? Did they ever scrimmage with the girls?
No. You mean like us, our team,
like practicing together and things like that? No. I just think I look at that and I say, getting some of that exposure, practicing with each other, seeing what each other doing, because both coaches have different skill sets. And I think some things, even though some things that work for the female may work for the male team, things, vice versa and things like that.
No,
Nah.
at that no on that level is
Okay.
you don't want you don't want to take anything away from the women anything like that, but I have to bring people down to reality. Like I mean, in college I was 245, 257% body fat, like
Hmm.
It's different.
super
Yeah.
strong. Like you
Mhm.
not and when I'm hooping, I'm not oh it's a woman down here, whatever. Like the athleticism, the strength. That's the difference in the two. You know,
Hmm.
you have some women teams that's very very talented, and things like that. But
Yeah,
you
that's
get on
physical as a.
like these are grown men. I mean,
Yeah.
we know they're young adults coming out, but by the time freshman, sophomore, junior, my freshman year to my junior year is totally different.
Mm,
Body wise and all that different stuff.
yeah.
So I mean, you could take the best. You could take the best women's. You could take the best WNBA or the USA women's basketball team, and you put them on the court with an average collegiate, even junior college. The athleticism is just so much different. You don't want anybody getting hurt or anything like that. So, but I mean, the girls, the women practice with guys, I guess, from the rec, from the rec center, and they dominate them to death. But
Hey man, I
no,
played
they
with
don't
him,
get
man.
out
I
there with
yeah,
that.
I was a rec legend. So yeah, so
Hey,
come on, hey, hey,
hey,
hey, hey,
was
hey,
they dominating you?
hey, no, hey,
I'm just
hey,
saying.
hey, no, man, come on with it, man. I was a rec legend. I was out there getting state gym,
I,
the rec. I was out there. I
oh,
played with y'all off season, but I played with them during season, But I hate you, man. I don't even know why I do this podcast with you. Can't stand you right now.
I'm just saying. I
Oh
mean,
man.
but it makes them better. But I mean, to be a high level collegiate men's basketball team, no, that's just not going to be.
Yeah.
We're just
I
too
get,
strong for
I understand that, and so that's
that.
that's one of the things. Like I look at that and I say, like when I would I go hang out with me and Seneca was cool and real cool in college. I mean I was there for a long time. I took 3 years off, so everybody know I took 3 years off after I lost my scholarship and everything. Cause I moved to California to be I wanted to go be a chef, so I went to culinary school out in California, but it was too expensive out there. So I came back and I took a couple years off. So I was out there really when Seneca was out there, even though I'm a couple years older than him. I was out there,
Mhm.
and me and him became good friends. And one of the things that the men were required to do was go to the women's basketball games. And I always went to the basketball games with them. And this crowd is different; it's not as big and things like that. And I look at what you just said. And they just had the law passed for the women's U.S. national team for international players. They get paid the same now. And I know that was in U.S. soccer. I don't know if it's in all sports, but when I look at that, I look at it and say, like, the basketball team, the men's basketball team had the draw and the money. And then the women's team, they didn't have that same draw. And, and that goes back to what you're saying. And I'm not downplaying anything like that, but,
Right, right,
it is a difference. And people have to understand that. And so it's not like, a CEO of a company. If you're a CEO
right,
of an insurance company, man or woman, you're doing the
right,
CEO of that. You're the same level. When you get into sports,
right.
like you said, body types are different. And it was a funny thing. I don't know if it's true or not. And I'm going on a different topic because we're talking about sports and everything. But Kyler Murray posted something on Twitter, something about loving playing with Larry Fitzgerald, but he somehow put a picture of Brittany Griner on there. And Larry Fitzgerald says, "Yeah, it was great with you, but I think you posted a picture of Brittany Griner." So I know they both got braids, and I was gonna show that one too, but I was like, I ain't gonna go that way. I don't know if that's real. I don't want to be spreading that stuff, but but it is, it is different. Good. I'm glad Brittany Griner is back and everything like that.
Right.
And I look at, I know the first person that dunked, actually, the first female that dunked the ball in a college game went to West Virginia. And people don't really know this. And it was a tape that was held, and the coach said, I will never show this tape and never let this tape out of my possession to give her credit for it. Black lady from Ohio that played in West Virginia. And he died, and his son found this tape and released it to ESPN, and ESPN showed it. And I actually know her. Georgiana Wells was the first woman to dunk in an NBA game, and it was held away from her for so long because she was a black woman, and the coach didn't want to release that tape back in late 60s, early 70s. You know, but it's like, you know, you think about that. The skill level is different because like the first woman to dunk back then, when men were dunking for so long, and you look at the athleticism, the differences, things like that. But you know, I digress.
Yeah.
I just think that
that's the thing though. Like that's always a touchy subject. You know, how much more the men getting paid than the women. Like it's people think the salaries come from the ticket sales. There's a lot that comes from the ticket sales, but majority of the salary don't come from the ticket sale. They showed us that pie graph every year. So it's advertisement. It's about what the people want to see. The people want to see, you know, shots from deeper, jumping higher, slam dunks, and things like that. When you switch over to something like tennis, where you have Serena and Rafa Nadal or Roger Federer or Djokovic, those there's no disparaging in the salaries. It's you know, it's pretty much the same because of the fact of what sport that is. You know, you have some women that's in pro golf that makes a lot of money. You know, then you have, you know, people like Tiger and yada yada yada, whatever. You know, you have the superstars, but when it comes to certain sports, if for soccer or football or whatever they want to call it, if with the USA teams they're going to pay the women the same as the men, well, okay, we got to understand that because that fan base is so much bigger for that particular sport. But you know, you have some football leagues that have women that's playing football professionally. You know, have on pads, have on lingerie, and all that different stuff. But they're not making what the NFL making because the NFL guys are so much bigger, faster, and throw the ball farther. And that's, you know, everybody chicks did the long ball. You know, it just is what it is. Like there's no other way of getting around it. And, you know, you try to educate people of understanding that, but they're so biased to the fact that, you know, want to make everything, you know, so, you know, sexist and all that different stuff. It's like it's more than that. It's more to it than that. And when you don't sit and understand it, then you're just going to continue to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a business, man.
It is.
That's what,
big
people
business.
don't understand. It's like, you know, everybody looks at it as, for people at home, it's a hobby. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they look at people like, it's like you see all the guys like, man, why is he shooting that three? Why is he doing this? He can't guard him. I bet you I could D him up. You know, you couldn't.
No.
Because you're talking about elite people. Like, it's a totally different ball game up there. But, you know, to your point, it's you got to put butts in seats. You sell jerseys. You got marketing, advertising with these people. And unfortunately, you know, there's more people want to see the guys, like you said, that can run faster, jump higher, throw the ball further than they want to see the lingerie stuff. Nobody covers the lingerie football league. Like, you might see a clip here and there, but how can women get paid doing that? You know what I'm saying? Outside of hopefully Victoria's Secret or somebody saying, hey, we like you, why don't you come model for us? You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. I mean, it's
just how it is. Yep.
I joined the new gym, EOS Fitness out here, and me and the wife went there on Saturday, and it is yeah, we were at Mountain.
That John bougie. Like, we were at Mountain. Brett, that John so bougie. They pull your credit for you to join that John.
Like that.
We was at Mountain. We was at Mountainside, and we were like, let's try something different. So we went to EOS or whatnot. But I was just looking at some of the women, man. It was different. I walked in there and I'm like, man, this is different. This is
right.
Not like it's like your neighborhood gym. This is different.
You can't work out. They everywhere. Like it would take you 40 minutes to get on the squat machine.
Yes.
Leg press. Like first they built a new one here. So me and my wife signed up and everything, got the membership. And so they fooled us. They fooled me with the basketball court that they were gonna put in there.
Oh yes, talk about it. Talk about it.
Then they end up putting like a fourth of a half of a court in there.
It's a middle school half court.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then so we're gonna let that ride. So we just gonna come on. It'd be so incredibly packed. We just literally got a membership with Planet Fitness because you can get in and get out. It just be done. So we had both. You know, we had both memberships. Once that one expired, man, it was like we're not going back to that place no more. It It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, we went there like on a Saturday at like 9, and I will never go. I know I'm an early morning gymmer. I'm a 5 a.m.er, get in when nobody's there, get it done or whatnot. And I hadn't worked out in 3 weeks. I hurt my back, so I hadn't been working out. So I was just I'm trying to get back into it. So I went back in. We went in yesterday or whatever, 2 days ago. But yeah, it was different. But my story about it was like talking about like, you know, I'm a decent ball player. I wasn't decent enough to play D1. But, you know, I'm a decent ball player, play with some of the guys, some of y'all at the rec and things like that. But I go to these gyms and I'm playing ball, and these cats are so serious. I'm like, ain't nobody signing you in here. I'm trying to get exercise. Right. I'm not trying to fight with you. If you say I fouled you, fine, I fouled you, because I don't care. Because if I lose this game, I get a breather, and then the next team, like, it ain't that crucial. But these cats be in there, like, you're not going anywhere. You're at Planet Fitness. You're at Mountainside EOS playing ball on a mediocre court. You know, the rim ain't even 10 foot. It's 9.5. You know, like, come on, let's calm down. It's just like,
on the wall.
Yeah. It's not even, you got these aspirations that I should be out there with them. This is rec ball. This is exercise. You know,
we taking it back. We need to run it full court. We got to take it back down the
exactly
line to clear the ball.
Throw it off the wall. Okay, let's go. Check ball. Here go the wall. Like it's crazy, man. I used to hate LA Fitness for that, because LA Fitness,
same way.
Man, it was a full court, but it was like it was you running these games and everybody's so animated, and I'm just like, I'm just trying to get my win back. Like I'm not trying to dunk. I'm up here. I'm playing. You know, if I don't get the ball, I'm gonna run up and down.
Yeah,
it used to get to the point where like they so serious, it used to piss me off, and so some like when you don't know me, that's great. That's great. But then when you do know me, then it's a little bit different, whatever. Yeah. You know, and so if it's situations where they know me, and then this is really during the time when I was still playing, you know, in the summertime. Yeah. You know, just trying, like you said, just trying to get a run. And I used to tell them, like, listen, again, I'm just out here trying to get a run. If you want the pro, you'll get the pro. Right. Ain't nobody gonna get a rebound offensively or defensively. I'm gonna be shooting it from the logo, and I'm gonna be dunking it like we just trying to get a run. And I'm letting these games be 7-9 or 11 to or whatever. Like it could be 11-2 real quick. Like you're not gonna stop me from getting to the hole. Right. You know, it's like don't poke the bear when we just out here getting old, just trying to get a run in.
Yes, man. Yes. I can't stand it, man. I cannot stand it. I'm like, why? What are we doing here? Ain't none of y'all getting the contract. Ain't no scouts here. It's 3 walls and a door. Like we have it, like that's it. Ain't no spectators.
The hoop on the door.
Man, that's why I missed the Y. I loved the YMCA when I was in Ohio. They had 2 full courts. You know, then they had the main one. I mean, it was different. But when you talked about that, man, that made me laugh, man. I'm starting to water up right now. That stuff was just crazy, man. Oh man, that made me laugh, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. But we got these cats that, you know, do this stuff. But you know, we digressing from the fact that, you know, we Cyclones forever, Cyclones everywhere, and you know, we got this podcast, like I said, after a couple weeks, and you know, hitting on what's going on in there. Again, still want to say Brees Hall, you know, keep continuing that recovery. I'm gonna try to get him on, you know, talk about how his recovery is. So I'm gonna try to get him on here in the next couple sessions.
Oh, I would love that.
So I'm gonna reach out to his people. You know, at the end of the season, you know, Kevin Lazard, Allen's dad. I can still get Kevin on here, Allen on here, you know, because through his dad and Orion Salters. Do you know Orion, Brent? Did you know Orion?
Me, but no, I don't.
He was a couple years before you, and he's Allen's manager. So he's in management now. But I got connections to him and stuff like that. But want to get some of these guests on here, so y'all don't gotta just always hear us. So. But again, we appreciate y'all listening to us. Revelton, shout out to you. Brown Dog Farm. Yeah, I know, right? Ship posted, he said he gonna do it. He said he gonna get us some. He know we low. It's like
straight out.
We should just get a bottle a month. You know,
I'm just
Revelton,
saying,
one
for
bottle
2
a
weeks.
month.
I mean,
Yeah, or
you
2
gotta-
weeks.
Yo,
What did you say? 2 weeks?
That's
Yo,
like 2
so-
weeks, you know what I'm saying?
So I bought my brother-in-law some bourbon for Christmas.
Mhm.
I don't know. We was just in Walgreens. We was in Walgreens, and I saw it. It was a nice little bottle. It slipped my mind who it is, but nice little bottle, had a glass in there, whatever. I don't know, it was like $45, $50, whatever. I told my wife to get this for my brother-in-law, and we cracked it open. Man, that shit tasted like rust in a can. I was like, and so when you pour in a little shot, I was like, nah, they ain't like my people stuff. This right here, I don't know what that is. I said that jump down. I was like, I see why, Revelton, I was just, taking that back, and it was so good. I was like, man, this right here tastes like they dug at the bottom of the barrel for that.
Yep. No,
That's why I said 2 weeks. See,
Man.
It's easy.
Revelton makes some good stuff,
Oh,
especially during the holidays. Man, you need more during the holidays.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, my birthday February 1st, Revelton. You got a month and a half, less than a month and a half.
Less than a month and a half.
But no, we appreciate y'all supporting us. We appreciate our listeners. Like, subscribe, follow, share. Go to the YouTube channel. This will be posted. This was recorded on a Wednesday night. We post on Thursdays. We really appreciate y'all listening to us, and we always accept feedback. Y'all got my number. I put it on Facebook and made it public. So y'all can hit me up with any questions, any concerns. You go to Twitter, to Facebook, to whatever. Send us messages. Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know how we can do better. And as they say on part of the interruption. See you next time, knuckleheads. That's my guy, Mike Wilbon. See you later. See you next time, knuckleheads. So those my guys. But we out for the day. We won't talk to y'all before the new year, but happy new year. Good luck.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, good luck this Saturday with conference play for the men and women starting this weekend. Who you got national championships? So I'm trying to I might go to the Fiesta Bowl. I got some Michigan contacts out here, so I might go to the Fiesta Bowl. I want to see them Horned Frogs though, because it's Big 12. I want to see the Horned Frogs beat Michigan, but I'm a East Coast. I'm a Michigan fan, so I want Michigan.
Michigan. I'm from Michigan, so if it wasn't Iowa State, it would probably have been U of M. But
okay.
I want to see Harbaugh. Because there was a lot of people down on him.
Yeah,
took him years to knock off Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got around to doing that, but people don't understand how hard it is to. Michigan was bad for a lot of years.
Correct.
They were really bad for a lot of years. So you gotta allow that time to turn around. For him in 2 or 3 to 4 years, get that university from where it was to being in the top 10. And now the last 2 years they've been in the college playoff, if I'm not mistaken, right? Weren't they last year?
No, they missed it last year. They were top. They were still top. They were top.
It was close.
Yeah, they were close. Yeah,
right.
Just outside.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's in a 10-year span at a university like that. That's big, to do. So I would definitely love to see them pull it around. One of my brother's high school teammate, Tyrone Wheatley, they went to high school together. Was running back at Michigan, and I had some cousins and stuff that went there to play football there. So, like I said, if it wasn't Iowa State, it was going to be Michigan. But that's who I'm pulling for sure.
Okay. What about you, Brent? What you looking at for this playoff?
I can't go anywhere but Georgia, man. I gotta.
Okay.
The Bulldogs just a little different. I'm a defensive guy, and they rock solid on defense. So, I just see Georgia getting another one, man.
Okay.
So
my young fella that's a tight end, Darnell Washington. He's from here.
Mm-hmm.
Played basketball here. Like I've been on him since his freshman year, and every year, he's 6'8", 270, 280. I used to tell him, they said, he played football. He played football too. Every time I see him on the basketball court, I said, man, get your ass off this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then he committed to Georgia early his junior year. And I saw him all the summer of his junior year going into his senior year, like on the basketball. And he wasn't on no powerhouse basketball team here either. I'm like, D, man, you better.
Right.
You got,
Get
you know,
out of here, man.
man, you got 100
Yeah,
million. Just
yeah,
waiting
you
for
don't want to
you
hurt yourself, man. Get
pass
off,
up.
go.
Man, I know Georgia football coaches would every time they, basketball season rolled around, they was like, man,
Yeah.
but
fingers crossed.
he was able to, scave through without getting injured, and he's doing big things there. Now they really like him there.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, we got PJ and Jen got an Airbnb, so I'm gonna go out to I'm gonna go out to LA for the championship game with them. I'm gonna drive out from here, so we'll be out in LA for a couple of days. Mark, if you you get an inkling to drive out or somewhere, if Michigan make it or something like that. So I'm gonna go out there with them and kick it. But yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I want to see Georgia, Michigan. I'm from Ohio. I want to see Ohio State go there too. And it's like, cause it's hard because the Big 12, TCU is like, you don't get that often. Big 12,
Right.
you want to support your conference, but once we expand Big 12 and after next year, it's going to be interesting with Cincinnati, Houston, BYU, and UCLA. It's going to be an interesting new conference for us, a whole new world. Yeah. So, it's sports, man. We all love sports. This is a great time of the year. Right now with the bowl games on almost every day. They say it's too many. Yeah, I say there's not enough.
I ain't been watching.
Right.
I've been watching some of them. I'm like, who is this? Yeah, I'm like, who is this team? I don't even know who this is.
The early ones you don't pay attention to.
Yeah, you don't. This is the week you start. You start.
It's the air tire bowls.
Right.
Oh man. But it's gonna be a good season, and again, happy New Year to y'all. Enjoy the time with your family. If you got some time off, enjoy that time off. We'll chat with you next week. But again, 3 beers.
Be safe.
Cye of the Storm, Revelton, Brown Dogs, Trice Legacy Foundation, Coaches Colossies, Loaves of Bread. It's Loaves of Bread, right? I say it right?
Hunger Loaves.
My bad.
Hunger Loaves.
But, support us all. Support what you want to support. Support your kids' PTA. Be involved in their PTA if that's what you choose to do. But, we're in a weird place in this world, so just make it better. We holler at y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.